Hi, everybody. Welcome to your Southern California housing report with your homeowner advocate, Terrel Miller. Dr. Terrell Miller, how are you today, Dr. Miller?
I'm doing very well. I'm a little cold, it's we SoCal gals.
Right?
It's like,
So for those of you who don't know, we're both in Southern California. I'm in San Diego. She's up on the valley side. And what's hilarious about it is we've had a weather shift where now it's 60 degrees at night and with a daily high of 70. And I've acquired a little bit of a cough. Right.
yeah, a little congestion, a little frogginess that comes through. And
I just got over the time shift thing, right? Where it's dark too early at 5 o'clock
right.
instead of 8 o'clock for us here on the West Coast. And I always joke, I go, we all go into hibernation mode. The minute it gets dark at 5 o'clock, everybody wants to think it's midnight. And Californians just don't handle winter well. Whatever our winter is, we just don't handle it well. And God
just
forbid.
the overcast stuff. And it's like, I just need to stay in the house now.
Yeah, we had rain for 5 minutes yesterday.
Yeah.
It was very wintry.
Yes, exactly. And we're expecting more tomorrow, which, also
we are. And I feel bad for you guys in the rest of the country going, what are you talking about? Which brings us to today's point. With the holidays rapidly approaching, Terrell, you as a homeowner advocate, we just finished talking about this just shortly, which is homeowner advocates are the perfect individuals to get advice for buying or selling on any format, right? Like your skin in the game is to give information. Right. And not looking for the client. And the problem, I think, with real estate agents and investors in general is they just excrete would be the correct word. Sales pitch, sales pitch, sales pitch. I want to buy it. I want to list it. I want you to buy this house. That's crazy.
Well, so, you're absolutely right. And that's what I say. I say sometimes my people, which I figure are licensees, just sometimes are just so self-serving because it's all about what they want. Even their marketing is all about them, not about the homeowner, right, or the potential homeowner.
And my favorites are the ones who have conversations like we're having and say point blank, that's not accurate. I care about the homeowner. Okay, let me go look that up for a quick second and see if you're actually backing that up. And then don't take the step of letting people have the opportunity. They don't create content. They don't create videos. They don't do anything that's educational. So I don't know how the representation of that really works for people without actually doing any content to back that up. You're a teacher as well.
That's right.
I don't know because I'm not a teacher. Maybe
well,
you can correct me.
You are, but okay.
I prefer the word guru.
Right.
Feel free to walk into class next week and try out the word guru. And that's only because of Lidsville when I was a kid. And what was it? The Goonie Guru or there was like a Goonie Guru in one of the HR Puffin stuff thing. I digress. I'm very old. When you go to class and you're teaching something, how important is the practical example? Let's say that I'm buying a house, which is what we're talking about this week. How important is the example, right? And being able to represent, this is what it's going to look like, right? We just finished talking about people getting into the deep end of the swimming pool on monetarily. And that's the problem with the coming real estate economy where values are going to decrease and days on. Yeah, all that's really still happening. But it's so important to have the practical example, to have the testimonial, to have the content, to be able to show somebody tangibly, hey, not only are you buying a house, are you thinking, like, do you have reserves? From your perspective, working with buyers, how important is the practical numbers of all of this?
It's huge. I know. I mean, in fact, that's the biggest feedback I would probably get from my students is that I really appreciate the practical stories that you bring to bring the lesson home. And I mean, just, it might even been yesterday, I got a text from a student saying, this is how much money we have. This is what we're looking at on a 15-year loan. Should we go to a 30 and buy more? And so on. And it's like, okay, that's great. does this payment that you're talking about include taxes and insurance? And the answer was, oh,
Oh,
right. We
right.
need to include that because that's part of the monthly nut, whether you pay it yourself, once or twice a year, or you have it as part of your monthly payment, it's still there. It's always going to be there. It's in perpetuity, forever and ever.
Well, you bring up a good point, and I don't know if many people know this, and you being a teacher, this is a great teaching moment. When I say that word a lot and you say that word a lot, which is, what is your monthly nut? How many times when you sit down with a buyer and you go, what's your monthly nut? Right? Which is a common terminology, by the way, for everybody listening. If you're going, I don't know what that means.
Mhm.
I thought BK by default was bankruptcy with everybody in the world too. So we're all completely amused when somebody says, what's a monthly nut? Do people really know all of their costs? Do they really know that they're one paycheck away? Do they know that they're, from your perspective, when you're sitting down with a buyer, do people even know what their monthly nut is, or what a monthly nut is for that point?
Well, and I usually do, because usually, especially if I'm teaching in person, I can see the glaze over in the eyes going, nut? What is that, like a walnut or
Like a walnut,
or a
chestnut,
wacky person?
pistachio.
Yeah, is there a
Pistachio.
wacky person hanging out, in my house and I don't know it? And so going over, and I say, it's like, what you have the housing nut, which is the total amount that you're going to have to pay, principal, interest, taxes and insurance, maybe homeowners dues, maybe PMI, all of that, private mortgage insurance. We have our insider's language, like every profession. And then we have all the other things, our utilities, our water, power, gas, internet, pool service, gardener, everything that happens that you're paying for regularly. And what does that mean? Housekeeper, whatever it means to that individual. And then kind of getting a annual summary. So then you can go, okay, this is what it costs on the year. So like with power, water, gas, it's going to fluctuate, but over a year, you're going to get an idea of about how much it is on a monthly basis. So you know what your monthly amount is. And I think most people don't really look at their finances that way. They
No,
look at it as, well, here's my rent payment, or here's my mortgage payment. And there's more. I mean, none of us, most of us have kind of those life things that we're used to having. Again, power, water,
I
gas,
think you have
internet.
to go deep water, right? Especially
Yeah,
those that have families. If you've
yep,
got piano lessons, if
that's
you've
right.
got,
That's right.
you're a single dad like me, oh yeah, I better include the child support payments and all
That's
of
right.
that. Uh,
Because it's there.
it's there. It's real. And I've actually volunteered. So if you're watching this going, wasn't the title, are you moving to Southern California? Correct. Moving to Southern California, and Terrel's my advocate for this, and we're going to talk about it. So let's reverse engineer it. I could be wrong because I'm going to leave you as the expert on this. I'm just a humble bank guy, marketing guy with a very weird kind of life story in real estate.
Mhm.
Even though I know the answers, I'm going to play along. I currently pay $3,000 a month for where I currently am at. I'm not, and this is everything I'm telling you, I'm going to use my real numbers.
Right.
I'm aware of all my net. I'm all aware of all my income. It's all documentable. For the sake of this discussion, which isn't accurate because I'm self-employed, which would be a whole, we should probably discuss it from that perspective of I'm self-employed.
Right.
What does, I would guess, because I have a lease on my house here in San Diego, I'm 5 blocks from the Embarcadero, right outside of downtown, up on a hill with a lovely view. And let's just say I have a change of life, or at least I come to visit you for the holidays and I go, I got to live up here. Right.
Right.
And your target area is anywhere between, I don't know. I don't know if I want to live in Palos Verdes. It's really hard to get into. So let's move a little bit
At
further north.
$3,000 a month.
Yeah. Let's start at, and I already know this
Just
answer,
saying.
but right. Let's start Santa Monica and go north. Can I get within 5 blocks from anywhere from Santa Monica all the way up the coast. I'm willing to go pretty far.
Like Port Hueneme?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, Oxnard. I mean, is Oxnard now even out of range?
Yeah,
Does it become the current version of Oceanside where it's not even, I can't do anything with $3,000 to get on the beach in Oceanside right now?
right. Yeah, no, it's, yeah.
You're
It's-
going to laugh at me. See, and this is real for people. This is a conversation that nobody would have. In fact, if I called, I probably
I
should
would
have
say
done
stay
this.
where you are.
Right.
That would be my advice.
Can you imagine if I called a buyer's agent right now in your area and pitched the whole same thing, and they'll go, great, let's start looking at houses tomorrow.
I'll send you a list of houses.
I'll send you a list of houses. What are you talking about? I know the truth because of the industry that I'm in.
That's right.
And I know where I am right now. You're going to tell me that let's just say it's because of my daughter or work or whatever. I've got to move up there, right? Let's start with mindset. How plausible is what I presented to you, recreating it somewhere in Southern California? Because that's what everybody dreams about, right? If I'm moving from Ohio, I want beach. Give me, I'm sorry, they don't have an accent. I apologize, Ohio people. But I'll do Oklahoma because I have family from there. They got beach. I want beach, right? Okay, well, in the old days, I would say, yeah, Santa Monica, and maybe you can find a pocket in and around there before it became
Venice, Mar Vista, down in that.
Yeah, in the old days, these were real things. Now you can't just say Huntington Beach. Have you thought about Huntington Beach, right? Move further in on Long Beach, move further in, right? I suspect when I talk to Antonio about the South Bay later today, one of our other advocates, he's going to go, well, how far into Long Beach are you prepared to go?
That's right.
To get what you're after, right? So let's talk about the mindset and expectations. And I guess that's really the question. If I'm really doing this move, how important as an advocate is it to set the appropriate expectations?
Oh, it's paramount. If you don't, it's just, it's again, unless you really like the people and you just like hanging out with them, and you go in with that attitude, then it's fine. But if you're looking at attempting to actually sell them a house, especially for people that are out of area, because they go, well, in, Fayetteville or in wherever, we could get, 5 acres and a 10,000 square foot house and blah, blah, blah for this amount of money. It's like, right. But that's not where you are.
That's steering. I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, that's a form of steering, right? Here's the parameters I gave you. Why are we in Wildemar, Riverside? Like, I don't understand. Where's the beach?
That's right.
2 hours that way.
That's right. Yeah.
What are you talking about? That's not the information I gave you. I'm ready to change my life. I'm ready to invest probably millions of dollars in this. I don't know what 3,000 gets you. It's probably about 1.5, right around $1 million or $1 million and change. I would imagine that's about $1 million loan with all the bells and whistles. What is $1 million really gonna get me? And that's a big number, right? I don't think people
and then you have property taxes, and then you have,
I tell people all the time, because they go, you don't buy. I said, do you think you can replicate what I've done in any of my housing settings for a better number?
No.
Anywhere I've ever lived, it's the best possible deal for that location. Period. Good advice is this: no matter where, if you're set on an area, what's the best number I can get for that area? That's the correct way to buy. Not, this is what I have, so what do I get? Look, I know you can move out to Barstow and get a mansion at these numbers, but do you want to live in Barstow?
Barstow? That's right. And unfortunately, people do like to live in Barstow because they do. I mean, I don't know that they like it, but they are living there.
People claim they like living
in Las Vegas. Thank goodness for diversity.
But do they?
Yes. Well, not everybody loves the beach. So there you go.
They lie.
They lie. Well, I grew up spending like work weeks down at the beach. So,
And you're under, what are you, 30 minutes from the beach right now?
Yeah.
Tops?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I rest my case. You will never be further than 30 minutes from the beach as a beach girl.
Yeah, well, that's, I mean, because again, I call myself a SoCal gal, and quite frankly, the only other place I even considered living, and it would only be part-time, was be in Cabo San Lucas,
Yeah, more beach.
which is what? By the beach, on, surrounded on three sides.
Right. And look, it's your environment. I mean, this is a really good example for everybody. I live in San Diego, where I didn't know that we had the downtown that we had in San Diego. I'm a North County beach guy who came to a real downtown where the entire baseball, everything, concerts, everything's in downtown. And now I'm starting to have these feelings like, well, wouldn't New York be fun? Wouldn't that be the bigger version of all of this? Chicago,
Snow.
Miracle
Do
Mile.
I need to say anything else? Snow.
Snow, right. Well, I've got a daughter who's thinking about going to Syracuse.
Oh, well, he'll visit the snow then.
I'm pushing for Berkeley.
Yes.
For Berkeley. Keep bring Cali. But those are real life things for me. Am I willing to move so that I'm closer to my daughter? Am I, if she goes to Berkeley, would I move, 2 or 3 or 4 hours closer? So if there's an emergency, I can get to her.
Get there quickly. Yeah.
Right. And that's my logic. She thought about Utah, so I had to look at Las Vegas. It's a great topic. And talking to the individual advocates, as I have, about different areas, it's been very enlightening for me, because the reality is next year this is happening. And I've got to think about, am I going to be happy here and knowing that she's further away and that it will take me longer, right? I would imagine, I don't know why people move. For me, it's always been relationship based. So having an actual real life situation of, no, this is about your daughter and a change of life. So now you got to think about that. The conversation, right? How important is it to get as much on the table with somebody looking to relocate?
Well, and it's as you say, it's like getting all the criteria. And sometimes people don't even really know how to articulate their own criteria, because like running in the background is like, for you, where's my daughter going to go to university? Right. And that decision hasn't even been made. So now you don't have the really ability to make that decision. I mean, I had, actually, it was a minister and his wife come to me, and he said, Castaic, Chatsworth, or Cerritos.
What?
And I said, okay, you got to pick one.
That's a crazy selection.
Ski, but but they're all over the map,
Right.
And the communities are so different.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. I mean, just not even like, oh, well, they're all similar. No. So they ended up going to Texas. So that was that. But,
I got all of it in Texas in one place. Yeah. Did?
Isn't that great?
Yeah, I guess.
So for you, then I would say my guidance would be, let's wait till the university is selected. Now we can look at it and see
which school's better. All right, now that I have you on here, which is do I want her going to Syracuse and being an orange person? I would imagine they changed that by now. They're no longer orange men. They're probably orange person, or being a Berkeley bear from your perspective.
Well, my perspective would be Berkeley.
Me too. Okay, just checking.
Well,
but my favorite is when she actually said casually, San Diego State. And I went, yay, win. Would you like a condo in downtown next to me?
Right. That's right.
You can live alone.
Yeah.
I can take a scooter over to you. That would be so great.
Yeah.
I think the point of all of this, if you're watching, is using me as an example, is for any of you, if you're thinking of buying as you come out here for the holiday, or you're thinking of relocating here to California, because our weather is bright and sunshiny outside today. It's ridiculous. It's a wonderful day. It is 72 degrees. It's great. I'm not going to lie. Our weather is phenomenal. But know what it's like year round, right? And take advantage of it. And to do that, you should talk to an advocate who is more interested in creating the relationship and giving you good information than, selling the purchase of a home. Or you're going to wind up in God knows Canoga Park going, where's the beach? And right, you are hell and God. Why are we in Burbank? Son, you are hell and gone from Cartagena. I mean, Cartagena is clear on the coast, kind of thing, which has happened. I've seen it. Yeah. I've seen it. And it's really important. Is there anything you'd like to tell anybody who's interested in buying right now in Southern California?
Simply, be aware of what's happening. Are the trends up? Are the trends down? Are they flat? And don't jump on a bandwagon just because the messages that are surrounding us are, playing, the brass section or something. It's just, there's data that we can look at and we can see, because every community has their own thing, their own, are they going up? Are they going down? Are they flat? And, days on market and all of that. It's very community specific. It's not Los Angeles or the San Fernando Valley or even Canoga Park. Even within Canoga Park, because we have parts of Canoga Park that's now called Winnetka and West Hills and who knows what all. And so it varies. And so it's very localized, very, very, very localized, and none of this regional business. And you need to know what's happening in that locale.
Absolutely. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Everybody, Terrel's information is down below. Go continue the conversation and ask questions.
That's it. Let's have a chat.
Simple as that.
Yeah, exactly.
And I guarantee you'll get good, honest chat. And that's better than running into a realtor or an investor at a holiday party when you feel like running away because they said the word used car salesman.
Right.
That is definitely not Dr. Miller. And if you really are thinking about moving here, I can't recommend her enough. She knows what she's talking about and the opportunities. Take advantage of the information down below. We'll be back next week. We'll talk about selling during these interesting times next week.
That's right.